Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your travel god of extreme, Peter Joseph here for video number 2 on your Saturday night, September the 6th, 2025. Thank you for watching this particular video, video number 2, right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down there, you know where it is by now, in the description box below. Leave a comment on the video if you like, but don't leave stupid comments because you'll get sent to the Shadow Realms, and Satan and Ozzy will throw a lightning bolt up, and, well, not throw it, well, throw it and then maybe shove that lightning bolt up your ass, and then eat your soul! So, don't do that. So, if you want to do that, do it at your dead channel. Nobody cares about. But for anybody else, you can leave a comment on the topic at hand if you wish. You don't have to, but if you want to, do it. And follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one, because if you miss anything, you pretty much are SOL, and you know what that means. And, that's it. And if you're brand new here, and you're thinking about subscribing, please do. Subscribe to my other channels as well. And when you do subscribe, as we say in the business, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a cold one, and enjoy the show. You like it? Great. You don't? Get out. Simple as that. Simple as that. Alright, on this rainy, stormy, nasty Saturday night, September the 6th, 2025. Got Collision coming up in a little bit. Not that I'm going to watch it. I know it's live, but I'm probably not going to watch most of it. But, you know, it is what it is. We got that. The Mets are not doing so good, Al. You know, losing 4-1 to the Reds. Jonah Tong's second outing. Not so good, Al. But, and the Phillies pretty much won today. So, it's top of the 5th inning. 2 out. 2 out for 1. So see if the Mets can come back and win this game and try to stay alive in the wild card race, as if they're probably going to lose. Yeah, and Lindor just got thrown out at third base. What are you going to do? So the Phillies won today. They've won 3 in a row. If the Mets lose, there'll be 7 back. So that lowers the Phillies' magic number to win the division to who knows how many, like 10, 14, somewhere around there. So, hopefully by the time the Mets get to Philly on Monday, it'll be maybe 6 games, and then the Mets have to sweep the Filthies to at least make a shot, get a shot at the NL East crown with with a couple weeks left, about 2 weeks left. I don't know, but it's going to be, might be a dogfight near the end, but right now, not looking so good. The Mets have the fifth seed, the second wild card. They're tied with the Padres, but since they won the season series right now, but they do play the Padres later in the year, at the end of the year, I believe. Yeah, pretty much the 16th, 17th, and 18th big series at Citi Field with those Padres. And, yeah. That's pretty much it for that. Alright, so the Mets are down 4-1, bottom of the 5th inning. Let's see what happens with that. As far as the teams in the wild card, Padres are about to start in Colorado. They lost last night. The Giants are on top of the 3rd inning, no score against St. Louis, who was chasing the Mets as well. And Arizona and Boston, the Red Sox, about to start in just a little bit. So, hopefully, San Fran, San Diego, and Arizona lose, so the Mets don't lose any ground. The Cubs did lose today, but the Mets lose. They don't lose any ground either. The Cubs will be up by 5 games on the 4th seed, the first wild card. So, should happen like that. If the playoffs started today, the Mets will face those Cubs in Chicago. So, that should be interesting. So, right now the Mets are, kind of like competing for the first, second, and third seed, but with 2 weeks left, gotta win some games, gotta win pretty much every series. Right now, they're about to lose. They might lose Game 2 of this 3-game series in Cincinnati. They're losing 4-1, like I said, bottom of the 5th inning. So, it's that. And for you Yankee fans, yes, they won today. They are 3 games back of the Jays with 2 weeks to play. Got the first wild card. So, we'll see what happens tomorrow in the finale of that 3-game series with Toronto. And see what's next for that. So, New York baseball looking hopefully pretty good. The Yankees may or may... I think the Mets and the Yankees may make the playoffs again like they did last year. And we'll see where each team goes. We got that. Alright, we got Collision about to start live on TNT. So I'll look at it later. So I'm not looking at it right now. Got other things to do. But anyway, on this rainy, stormy Saturday night, on video number 2 right here on the Peter Joseph channel, I'm Peter Joseph. You knew that already. I am a content creator talking about the wonderful world of professional wrestling or whatever the fuck I want to talk about. And if you like it, great. Get out. That's it. In the description box is video number 1 on my Metal God channel. My heartfelt tribute to legendary Met manager Davey Johnson, who passed away earlier today at the tender age of 82. No cause of death as of this time. So, another hit to my childhood because, growing up as a little bitty Hulkster dude, I grew up with the Mets. And Davey Johnson, who took over in 1984 for the Mets, got him to that wonderful, amazing World Series in 1986. The last time the Mets actually won a World Series. I mean, they've been to the World Series in 2015, and we know what happened there. And last time the Mets were actually in the playoffs was last year. We all remember that magical, amazing season of 2024, where the Mets just ran out of gas in Los Angeles to the eventual champion Los Angeles Dodgers in Game 6. And the Dodgers went on to beat the Yankees in Game 5, that horrible Yankee game. The Yankees will never live that down. Well, we got that. So 2 weeks to play. We'll see what happens with that. We got football tomorrow. Giants, Commanders at 1 p.m. on Fox. And then the Jets and Dodgers. And his discount double check in Pittsburgh come to MetLife Stadium. That game is on CBS. And then at 4 p.m., the better team, the 49ers, take on the Seahawks in Seattle, where not a great place to play if you're a Niner fan. Rarely they've won, but now it's the Sam Darnold Seahawks against, Brock Purdy and a banged-up Niners squad. Let's see what happens with that tomorrow at 4 p.m. on Fox. And then the Sunday night game, Otaku's ready. Otaku's Ravens take on the Buffalo Bisons on Sunday Night Football. As we saw on Thursday night, the damn Cowboys lost to the Eagles, the pedophile Super Bowl champion Eagles, 24-20. Really, I thought it was going to be a blowout, but closer than I thought. Just controversy in that game with the spitting and just craziness in that game. And then last night, the Chargers beat the Chiefs. Who saw that coming? So anything can happen in the NFL and the league where they play for pay. So week 1's about to finish. As of Monday, we finished. Then we'll begin week 2 on Thursday. So football's back. College football is underway as well, and pretty soon we got hockey, we got basketball, so the Knicks will be back, the Rangers will be back. Actually, next week begins preseason, so the get that preseason hockey begins in about a week or so, and then the regular season will begin in about a little over a month from now. So hockey's back. Baseball will be in the playoffs. Fall is here, almost. So, get ready. Lots of good shit coming your way. And lots of wrestling, too. Speaking of wrestling, ladies and gentlemen, I know Collision's on the air right now, but... So, this will coincide with Collision, what's going on right now. Like, now. Everything I'm saying right now is happening right now. What happened to then? You missed it. Spaceballs reference. Alright, so it is time for your... late and out-of-date AEW Dynamite! Thoughts, you understand? Thoughts/review for September the 3rd, 2025, as we're still in that shithole city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We're at the legendary EC Dub Arena, the 2300 Arena, on the corner of Swanson and Rittner in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania. And as always, our commentary team of the man behind the mask, Excalibur, the man who became a Hall of Famer in the ECW arena, and that's the biggest fan I know, Taz, Red Hook brother, and my good friend, and maybe yours, Tony Baloney Schiavone, or Schiavone for you Jericho people. And by the way, Jericho is not going to WWE for now. That's what he said. He said, I read it on RingsideNews.com, that Jericho said, I think in an interview, or I think it was an interview, that he's not leaving AEW for now. So he might have some time. He's going to stay in AEW for a little while and then maybe go back for a final run with WWE. Who knows? He might, the rumor of him maybe being at the Royal Rumble might stand, but we'll see what happens with that as we go through the rest of the year. We got that. Amazing SmackDown last night with AJ Lee returning. It was just great. Best SmackDown of the year. The SmackDown match of the year with Cena and Sami Zayn. Just an epic match, even though Beastie Brock Lesnar ruined it, but still. And we got Brock Lesnar and John Cena at WrestlePalooza. We got CM Punk and AJ Lee teaming up against Becky and Seth. That's going to be an amazing match. I mean, WrestlePalooza's card looks way better than All Out. We got Io and Seth Curry for the vacant Raw Women's Championship. I think we have, what else we have? I think we have one more, another match was announced, I forgot, but whatever. But anyway, those are pretty much, and we got Cena and Brock. Got that mixed tag team match. We got the Raw Women's Championship. That's 3. I think we have one more. So right now it's 3. It could be 4, but we got that. So WrestlePalooza's card is going to be massive. It's just going to be an amazing show. The first pay-per-view on the ESPN app. So you don't have it. You don't have ESPN. You're paying $30. Sucks to be you. I'm going to get it for free because I have ESPN on the rich man's cable. So we got that. So, get ready. We got that. We got Raw Monday night from somewhere. I know SmackDown's going to be in Virginia next Friday. And after that, we got Triple A Worlds Collide 2. Electric Boogaloo from Vegas. We got Dominic Galero against El Hijo de Vikingo. Missy Iguana, the legendary Missy Iguana, teaming up with Lola Vice to take on Roxanne Perez and Finn Balor. We got I believe it's a Fatal 4-Way match for the Latin American Championship. And some other good stuff. I think Pentagon will be there. So that's going to be, it might be better than SmackDown, depending on if Punky Brewster might be on next week. We'll see, but I think Raw is going to be must-see as well because Seth Rollins is on. God damn, that was a lot of lightning. Holy shit. Like the Undertaker is like coming out. Ah! Boom! Shit. I'm not going out. Thank God I don't. I went out earlier today to go get my medication at the pharmacy. It's like 2.5 blocks away. By the time I got back to my house, it was pouring. And then it was a sun shower, but still. By the time I got in my house, it stopped raining. And then I had to go shopping with the missus. Thankfully, it didn't rain on the way there and back. And now, ever since like around 4 or 5 o'clock, it's just been like on and off thunderstorms. And it's supposed to rain all night into pretty much the morning. But with I think a severe thunderstorm, we have a severe thunderstorm watch until I think it's over. Let me check my. I know I'm going over my time, but whatever. Where is it? There it is. All right, so all the watches and warnings for the severe weather is pretty much gone, and it's supposed to rain all the way up, past. Well, really by 3 o'clock, it's gonna start going down. It's 45% chance of rain. So pretty much by after 1 a.m. it was 70%, then 45% from 2 to 3 a.m. and then Sunday it's gonna be cloudy with periods of rain early, and then it's gonna be cloudy and overcast for much of the day, and that's that. And then no rain till Wednesday, and then Thursday back up to 80. So don't put those shorts away yet. Probably you won't have to put them away till maybe October or late September, early October. So we're at that. But yeah, it's just, we're getting about an inch or two of rain tonight, so get a little bit of flooding. So, not that I'm going anywhere today. Tomorrow I have to go. I'm going out to watch some football. And that's that. I'm gonna have Sunday dinner. Well, me and the missus are going out early to watch the Niner game, and then I'm gonna have Sunday dinner. And then, pretty much we're done. Gotta do some other things, some other errands, and then, that's it. Then we watch Monday Night Raw on Monday. Alright, let's get to Dynamite from the ECW arena. And like I said, Excalibur, Tony Baloney, Schiavone, and Taz at ringside. Alright, we're a couple weeks away from All Out Toronto. Still kind of formulating the card. But, we have one official match, which is Edge and Christian taking on FTR, most likely the main event. And some other storylines, starting to form, and maybe some matches will be announced. And we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so we start off with Gabriel Kidd, or Gabe Kidd, who wants Darby's soul. That's, hi guys! It's me, Darby. How you doing, guys? Ha 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 ha! I'm so fucking emo, but I love you guys, and I kill myself every week for you guys. I climb Mount Everest and almost die for you guys. I'm gonna kill Moxley for you guys. I live in Seattle. I live in my car, and I'm 150 pounds. So fucking emo. Okay. Alright, so Gabriel Kidd interrupts the opening of the show, looking for Darby. Darby jumps him from behind, and then he sends him neck first, into the turnbuckle rod. Eek. But Gabe fights back with a clothesline, and Darby fights up with the skateboard for attacks. Aye. Even taking out William Yuta with said skateboard, attack skateboard. Because, William Yuta's an idiot. And then Moxley and Claudio and Marina Shafir eventually come out. But then the Ops, minus Shibata, who's in Japan, I believe. So we had Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Will Hobbs, Willow Nightingale, Wrestling Funger, taking out Marina Shafir, and they send for the man, Hook! Get in here, bring your bat signal and Doritos too. Hook, ladies and gentlemen, is here. Alright, so Hook, Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Will Hobbs, Willow Nightingale, they all come out for a big old brawl. While that's going on, Gabe Kidd and Darby fight all the way to the back, where Gabe Kidd tries to crush Darby's head with a hammer. Hammer! He had a ball-bean hammer! Darby chokes him out, puts him in a body bag that was tied to a truck, I guess his truck, and then he gets in the car and then starts driving away, dragging poor Gabriel Kidd, who's in the body bag. And that was just the first 8 minutes of the show. We didn't see him again. Did Darby, dump him in the Philadelphia River or off the bridge or something? We don't know. Alright, so we got that. So that, Halish's start, I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. Anyway, all for running on Dynamite. Alright, there we officially get to our first match of the night. For the TBS title, we had the CEO, Chicken Noodle Soup, and so on the side. Mercedes Moné, 9 belts Mercedes Moné, takes on the number 1 contender, and that's Alex Windsor! Or, who's not related to me. No. It's better when I say it. Peter Gemma! Or, Gilly! Whatever. Alex Windsor! Takes on Mercedes Moné for the TBS title. Wasn't a bad match. Back and forth they went. Lots of counters. A Blue Thunder Bomb by Alex Windsor sets up the sharpshooter, which gets reversed into the Statement Maker, which then Alex Windsor reversed into a Crucifix Bomb for a near fall. Tries again for the sharpshooter, which sends both of them to the outside, where it goes on again on the outside, but has to be released due to the 10 count. To get back in, Mercedes grabs the Statement Maker, but Alex Windsor is back up with a running clothesline, and then they beat each other up. They beat each other up, and Windsor hits the Grace Driver. Jordan Grace? No. For a near fall. Then Mercedes locks in the Statement Maker again, and Windsor uses the ropes to escape, but Mercedes rolls her back up with a fruit roll-up. 1, 2, 3 in 15 minutes. Pretty decent match, 3 out of 5 stars. Mercedes Moné still your reigning, defending, undisputed TBS champions, getting close to 2 years with that belt, and might beat Jade Cargill's record for most days as TBS champion. Getting near there. So we'll see what happens with that. And that's it. So good match, 3 out of 5 stars. After the match, Mercedes keeps the hold on, or puts the Statement Maker back on again, and then we see somebody coming in the ring. It's little old Rio! Yay! Somebody's waifu. You know who he is. So Rio comes out and makes the save. Her name is Rio, and she dances on my lap. And then when she's done, she goes and takes a nap. Yeah. Oh, okay, I'm not gonna sing the rest of the song. Rio kicks Mercedes to the floor after a hellacious, top rope double stomp. Mercedes, she came off, oh! Like she puked or something. Puke! So she kicks Mercedes to the floor with that shot, that drop kick that she was safe. And Mercedes just drops to the floor. She grabs her title. So I assume that at All Out, which I think was announced, Rio will get a title shot against Mercedes Moné. Is she gonna win? No. Obviously not, because it's Rio's twice a year comeback. I know everybody loves Rio, but we only see her twice a year. And she was the first AEW Women's Champion. Number 2, Nyla Rose. We haven't seen Nyla Rose in God knows how long. What's going on with Nyla Rose? Is it just in the back, or I don't think she's injured. I don't remember if she's injured or not. It's just not getting used. For a woman that, had a pretty good run with the AEW World title, losing to Shida. What are you gonna do? And also, if she was a women's champion here in my neck of the woods a couple of times. One of the longest, I think it was one of the longest reigns in that company's history. And then she loses it to, who she lose that belt to? Nikki Adams, I believe? I think it was Nikki Adams. I forget. But it is what it is. But yeah, we haven't seen Nyla Rose in a while. Britt Baker supposedly still with the company. Shida is in, I don't know what Shida's doing besides her YouTube stuff. She's wrestled a little bit in Japan, but, she's just doing nothing. And right now, the women's division is basically Toni Storm, Athena, and Mercedes Moné. That's it. You just have, little darlings sprinkled in, like Rio Windsor, Megan Bain. In some ways, Billy Starks, Penelope Ford, you got Harley, Cameron, Statlander, Willow. It's just like 3 top women now, revolving around belts. That's not the women's division to me, that's just throwing women out. And then again, my girl, Mina Shirakawa is the interim Ring of Honor Women's TV Champion, just placeholder for when Red Velvet from Your Mama's Kitchen comes back from her injury. And then they got the Women's Pure Championship Tournament starting. I think Deonna Purrazzo or Billy Starks will win that. See where that goes. One of them is probably gonna face Athena and probably beat her. Maybe a final battle, but that's December. But we'll see. And that's it. But the women's division in AEW is just like ugh. Besides the 3 women, the 3 women I mentioned, which is basically Mercedes, Tony, and Athena, and maybe Mina. That's it. 4. Everybody else is just like a footnote. On your scorecard. Boop. Oh, Rio was there. Oh, great. We got that. Alright, it's great to see Rio. And that's that. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, after that, go to the parking lot / loading dock area where Hook comes up to Samoa Joe and Will Hobbs saying, hey, I can fight my own battles. I don't need you. And he's not happy with Will Hobbs replacing him because of an injury. And he just let me for dead, let the body go cold, and you bring in Shibata. And he gets all mad with Samoa Joe about that. But Joe says the ops are about opportunities. Obviously, opportunities. And Joe made the call. The team will still have Hook's back when he needs it, whether he wants it or not. And Hook is pissed. Not impressed. Not impressed with Skywalker. Not impressed. Puny lightsaber techniques will not work on me. You will strike me down and your descent to the dark side will be complete. I miss the Emperor. Emperor! The Emperor, not Palpatine, the other Emperor. I didn't know there was 2 Emperors. I thought it was the same guy. Now, young Skywalker, you will die. Impressive. Okay, we got that. Blah, blah. Alright, then we get to, before we get to him, we have Rick O'Shit with the Gates of Agony, Toa Leona and Bishop Quan! I know that Quan! They're in the back, they talk about, Richard talks about how his legacy with the Hurt Syndicate started a long time ago. And then the Gates are a bit more assertive. They issued a challenge for a 6-man tag team match at All Out, which later on MVP and Shelty Baby, Shelton Benjamin, and Bobby Lashley accept. So there you go. Match number 5. Of course, we got Rio and Mercedes was match number... No, that was match number 3. I think it was 2 or 3. I forget. So that match is announced for All Out. We'll get that. Alright, so I gave that, I gave those segments before that, before 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get to the Funky Chicken himself, who knows a thing or two about Philadelphia, because he's wrestling in Ring of Honor when they wrestle in Philly. The Funky Chicken himself, Mark Briscoe, and as always, we pay homage to the great man up there, you, sir, you, Jay Briscoe, reach for the sky, boy. Good man. Hey, Jay, what are you doing? Oh, you and Terry? Which Terry? Oh, Sabu Terry? You got a good match? Who won? Oh, Abdullah the Butcher, no. Not Abdullah. Was that Abdullah? Oh, you mean, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, interference, I get it. Bruiser Brody, right? Yeah. At least it was good, right? It was good. Anything used, the tables and stuff, okay. Yeah, maybe next time, you guys, you know. Yeah, maybe you and Terry can fight. Terry Funk can fight there, Jay. I was a hardcore legend in Japan. Japan. #1. Forever! Okay. Thank you, Terry. And ever! Okay. Can you get him? Hey, yo, Terry, you leave him alone. I don't have cheap. Look at that. That's that. Let me move on. Wait a minute. What? What? Oh, Mike. Mike Awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, come in. What's going on, Mike? Hey, how you doing, Mike? It's Mike Awesome. I know who you are. We know who you are. I know. Some people forget who I am. That's true. What do you want, Mike? Make it quick. I just want to say hi, and I had a match last night too. Who did you face? I don't know, some guy. I couldn't remember his name. Some Japanese guy. Did you win? Of course I won. I'm awesome. Huh. Did you put him through a table? Yeah. So I'm awesome. I put him through a glass table. Okay, Mike. Okay. Did Jerome fight too? Nah, Jerome was too wasted, that fucker. What'd you say, motherfucker? Like, whoa, Jerome? Calm down. Get the sight away from him. Jerome, put that sight away, I'm gonna shove up your ass! So I'm awesome. You ain't awesome, motherfucker. Hey, guys, stop! Let me come over there. Wait, you ain't dead. Don't worry, I have ways, and I will put you in timeout. So, Jerome, go back to the bar and snort some cocaine. Mikey, just calm down, okay? Eat your Snickers, because, you know, you get angry when you get mad. I don't like Snickers. You have a Twix? Yeah, I have a Twix. Here you go. Here, eat a Twix and you feel better. You good? Yeah, I'm fine. Okay. Want to say goodbye? Say goodbye to that four-eyed bastard who has Rio as his wife? Oh, that guy's an idiot! Oh, yeah, I know. Anyway, want to say goodbye? Bye! Okay. I'm not disrespecting the dead, so fuck you. It's called satire. It's called impressions. I do very good impressions. Brother! Thank you, older Terry. There's so many Terrys up there. You know, Terry Funk, Terry Sabu, Terry Bollea. It's hard to keep track of which one I have to, can't call him Terry anymore. I have to call Terry Funk. You know, Terry Funk. I gotta call Sabu, and I got the Hulkster. Brother! Thank you. How you doing there, Hulkster? I'm doing very well, brother! Hanging out with Randy and Liz? Not so much, brother. I'm just chilling here, brother. Hanging out with Andre the Giant. Yeah. You having tag team matches up there? With Andre, the 8th wonder of the world, Andre the Giant. Yeah, me and Andre, like, we beat this Japanese tag team last night. It was great. I dropped that big old leg, and then Andre, like, squashed him. Brother! Good. You have fun up there, Mr. Hulkster. And tell Randy I said hello. He's not around, right? No, brother. Randy's just hanging out with Liz. Brother. Okay, okay. I'm sorry. I'll stop now. You can't hear. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's thundering outside. Thunder in Paradise? No. Great show, by the way. I'll stop now. God's mad at me for doing that. Anyway, alright. Mark Briscoe, the funky chicken, he comes out, talks about how he and his brother Jay Briscoe fell in love with wrestling in this very building, the ECW Arena. Now his focus is on Kyle Fletcher, the Protostar, the TNT Championship. So he has to talk to a man called Don Callis, who calls himself a mix of Elton John, like a mix of Elton John having a prosthetic penis or some shit like that. That was hilarious. So basically, Mark has to be a member of the Don Callis family to get that title shot. So then on cue, Don Callis and I think Lance Archer, everybody dies, and Rocky the Mero essay, they come out, and Don emphasizes the name Mark. Most overused term in wrestling, by the way. Mark! You fucking Mark! Oh, by the way, congratulations to Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker and Alicia Atout. They got married, I think, today or yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Because I saw the pictures on my good buddy Prince Nana's Instagram. I'm like, when did they get married? I didn't even know they were actually engaged. Something I didn't know. What? Yeah, they're married now. For two people who hated each other on YouTube a lot. You know, things happen. You hate each other. Next thing you know, you're banging, and next thing you know, you're married and probably have kids. Great little MJS running around. Oh, God. Little Maxwell Jacob Fartknockers running around the freaking asylum. Oy, oy, oy. But, you know, congrats to Max and Alicia Atout. Friedman now. Oh, I wonder if Max is going to say something about that on Wednesday night. Or not tonight, if he's on the show. I don't think he's on the show tonight. Probably not, but if he is, he probably will mention it. If not on Wednesday, he definitely will mention it, because he's still got that thing with the Hangman, Adam Page. So we'll see what happens with that. Probably say, hey ladies, guess what? I'm not on the market anymore. And everybody's like, nobody cares with your tiny dick. See, guys, you can have a small penis and still get the hot chicks. But some of you may not. I got a monster one, and I got Rosa for 18 years. Holy shit. She loves it. She can't get enough of it. We move on with that. Alright, so Don Callis emphasizes the name Mark and tells Mark, you're going to face Takeshita tonight on Collision. That's happening probably later tonight. I don't know when. So Takeshita comes out for a stare down, but Mark's like, you get in here right now. Like now. Now. Everything I'm saying now is happening right now. What happened then? You missed it. When will it be then? Soon. Soon, sir. Soon. I mean, gotta love Spaceballs. If you haven't seen Spaceballs, we're not friends. We'll never be friends if you haven't seen it. Rosa at one point didn't see it. I'm like, you haven't seen Spaceballs? You haven't seen The Princess Bride? No. I had to freaking fire up Netflix to make her watch it. She freaking loved Spaceballs. She was laughing up a storm. Lone Star! I tried not to ruin it because I knew every line. Same thing with The Princess Bride. Humperdinck! I'm not listening! I see you have 6 fingers. That means you're lying. Hello! My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my family. Prepare to die. And Fred Savage in that movie, little fucking Fred Savage before he even hit the Wonder Years. I think it was around the time that Wonder Years came out, I think. Or a little bit before that. Not that we didn't know Fred Savage from The Princess Bride, because he did a movie called, I forgot the name of the movie, where, basically he was in the movie playing Super Mario Bros. 3, which never came out. It was the first time I actually seen gameplay of Super Mario 3, which came out around the same time that movie came out. it was called, The Wizard, I think it was called. The Wiz, not The Wiz, The Wiz. The Wizard, I think it was called. So they're playing old video games. Good old Super Mario 3. Probably one of the best Super Marios. I think it's the best Super Mario on the Nintendo, not the Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo, we all know that's Super Mario World or Super Mario All-Stars. Super Mario 64 sucked. Most of the Mario games are like, eh. The racing games are pretty fun, though. Not that I played some of them, but... Yeah. I'm old school, so I play, like, Super Mario 1, 2, 3, All-Stars, Lost Levels, stuff like that. And then, you know, I have the DS and the 3DS. I played the Super Mario ones. Even I still have the Game Boy ones. Super Mario World 1, Super Mario World 2. I think it was called Super Mario World. Something like that. Whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. Alright, we got that. Where was I? Alright, so the Kessler versus Mark is happening tonight. But before that, Mark had to take on Lance Archer. Everybody dies. Pretty physical match, but in the end, a sunset flip bomb by Mark. He goes on top, hits Froggy Bow! 1, 2, 3. In exactly 8 minutes, Mark Briscoe gets the win over a guy that doesn't win much, and that's Lance Archer. Match was alright, 3 out of 5 stars, and that's that. And the segment, the same thing. So it coincided. Look at that. Alright, after that, we get to Timeless Tony Storm, darling! Bosom! The AEW World Champion cuts a promo inside the ECW arena. Well, not live, obviously. Get a video of her. She knows the history of the building and is ready to be the baddest bitch it has ever seen. And now it's time for someone to step up and come after her belt. Who might that be? I guess we'll have to see what happens with that. Probably tonight or next week on the program. Get that. Alright, then we go to back. Chris Statlander is there with Holly Cameron, who now doesn't have that creepy, dazzling mask anymore. Chris Statlander just like yanked it off and reveals what looks to be pink paint. Okay. And they're ready to win more. And they want... Harley was so funny in this segment. She's like, "Give us Brodito!" And then Statlander's like, "Did you just say Brodito?" And they're ready to win more. Then William Yuta, that useless fucking idiot, he comes in to say that the Death Riders have both of their backs. And Rina Shafir is there for a little stare down with Statlander. And Statlander basically tells William Yuta to go fuck himself. And basically says, tell their friend she got his message. I guess that means Mox? I don't know. And then Yuta says, okay, I'm going to go wrestle now. So, 2 out of 5 stars for that, because William Yuta brings down the ratings. He's the type of guy that does that. Fucking useless fuck! And we get that. Alright, speaking of Brodito, they're in our next match for the tag team titles. They face Claudio and William Yuta for the tag team belts. And thank the Lord, Darby came out. And, because Moxley came out during the match. Moxley came out to get involved again. And Darby took him out. And then Brody decks William Yuta from the floor. Ow. And then, no, he hit him in the face and when he was in the ropes. And then Bandito hits the 21 plex. 1, 2, 3 in under 13 minutes. Still, your reigning, defending AEW Tag Team Champions, Brodito. They get the win. A pretty decent match. 3 out of 5 stars, and that's that. Alright, after that, we get to the AEW unified champion, and that's Kazuchika Okada. Beach. He's all happy with his win last week, and then with Takeshita, they teamed up. You know, there was with Josh Alexander. And that I think it was a 6-man last week on Collision, and there was a little bit of tension between Takeshita and Okada. Sign me up for that match, please. So basically, Okada tells Takeshita he needs to realize that I am the crown jewel of the Don Callis family, bitch. So we'll see what happens with that. I would love to see that at All Out for the title. But we'll see what happens with that. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, we go to the parking lot. Like I said, the Hurt Singer is not sure what happened to Ricochet. And don't want the Gates of Agony to be turned into punchlines. So they accept the challenge for a 6-man tag team match at All Out. And they're ready to give Ricochet and the Gates a beating. Because they hurt people. They hurt people. Okay. Got that. Alright, 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, hey kids, it's Edge. He comes out, but then FTR, Dax the Axe Hard, and Cash has got a clock! Wheeler, they jump him, and then Christian Cage runs in for the save. They have a big old brawl, and somewhere during the brawl, Dax Harwood gets busted wide open. How? Don't know. Security comes out, has to separate them. And then the Ring of Honor Job Squad, basically, the Ring of Honor roster, as Excalibur said, they all come out. And then FTR hits poor Jordan Oliver with a spike power driver. And then Adam Priest, I didn't know what it was. He got into a really big argument with Dax Harwood, which later got into another segment in the back. I was like, what the hell? Who's this guy? I was like, wait a minute, is that Crash Holly? Did he come back from the dead? Looks just like him, I'm telling you the truth, if you've never seen Adam Priest. So Adam Priest not happy, goes after FTR because they didn't stop, beating up people, and they basically laid out poor Jordan Oliver of CCW/GCW, former CCW Wired Champion, and, the Junior Champion, I think was Junior Wired, I forget. But anyway, yeah, they laid him out, and Adam Priest's like, what are you doing? You fucker! You old fuck! What are you messing with my fans? Like, Adam! Stop. Stop, Adam Priest. Stop. Calm down. Respect your elders. We get that. That was a wild segment. 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we got a video for Danny Garcia against Jon Moxley. I think it's tonight. I forget. But anyway. Alright, after that, go to the back. Stokely Hathaway and FTR are ready to take out Christian and Edge. And then Adam Priest comes in, again yelling at Dax Hardwood. And then basically Dax and Cash Wheeler get into his face and start yelling at him. I was like, damn, is this like real? This ain't part of the script. This ain't part of the show. So basically, he gets yelled at again. And I think Dax and him are having a match, or it's gonna be a tag team match out of that. I was like, what the fuck? That was not on the show. So that was actually legit, I think. I don't know. Where we got that? Alright, we got a Collision rundown. Alright, then we get to the main event player of Dynamite. So we have the Young Bucks. Matt and Nick Jackson are Rod and Todd. They team up with Josh Alexander and Kyle Fletcher of the Don Callis family. They take on Jet Speed, Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight. They team up with the AEW World Champion Hangman Adam Page, about to come out and do some cowboy shit. And he comes out with Kenny Got Omega. Bang! It's Wednesday night. We stay up late watching Kenny Omega while we masturbate. Hey, Mom. I get to watch the show. Meltzer says I'm in the key demo. Okay. I gotta put that up on my community tab. The ever popular Kenny Omega Wednesday night theme for AEW. Gotta love it. We get that. Alright, this was a pretty decent match. Don Callis at ringside, as always. When is he not? And that's that. It was, like I said, pretty good match. A couple of TK drivers at jet speed. If we go to break, come back. The Bucks hit a top rope double stomp to Speedball Mike Bailey's back out. With everybody making the save. Speedball is back up with a poison Rana to Josh Alexander. Kenny Black Omega comes in with the hot tag, cleans house. Some Snapdragon suplexes. Then we get the Page Omega Buck showdown from like 4 years ago. Remember when the Bucks were tag team champions and Kenny and Adam Page won the belts? I think that was on the Jericho Cruise. I think. I could be wrong on that. But anyway. Alright, so they face off. Adam Page has to pull up from hitting Kenny. Uh-oh. And then everyone is all down until Kyle Fletcher comes in and fights it out with Adam Page. Here's a jumping tombstone pound dropper on Adam Page, but then Jet Speed comes back in the clean house. Who's the legal man here? I don't know. Kevin Knight hits a DDT on Fletcher, goes for a top rope splash, miss, no water in the pool for you, sir. And then Kyle Fletcher kicks Kevin Knight in the face, and then another just incredible jumping tombstone plants him. 1, 2, 3 in 22 minutes. The Don Callis family and the Bucks get the win in a wild match that I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. But wait, there's more. To end the show, the villains keep the beat down on, and then the rest of the Don Callis family comes out. So you had Rocky Romero, the Cash Star, I believe, came out. Lance Archer, I think Chase Girl came out. They come in and beat the living shit out of the faces. And Kyle Fletcher picks up Adam Page and hits a brain buster on an open chair. Ow! And then they set up a table at ringside, and Kenny's trying to get out of there, but I forgot who. I think Fletcher hit him with a chair, and then he picks him up, hits a brain buster through the table to the floor. And then Kenny gets stretchered out as he gets put in a neck brace like he broke his neck. I'm like, shit! So, I don't know what that's going to lead to. Like, Fletcher takes on Kenny, or Fletcher gets a world title shot against Adam Page. I don't know. So, but I think we're going to get an update on Kenny on Collision tonight. And Adam Page as well. So, we'll see what happens with that. I'm going to watch the replay. I'm not watching it live, obviously. I'm going to watch it on replay because I'm not watching it. But I will be watching it later. And I'll review it tomorrow. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, so the Don Callis family beat the living shit out of Jet Speed and Kenny and Hangman Adam Page. They leave they leave Adam Page like broken in the middle of in the ring. And then they take out Kenny Omega and, stretcher him out. And then that ends a very barbaric edition of Dynamite. And Dynamite was actually pretty decent, so I gave it 7 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of the show down below in the comment section, and we'll, like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. And that's that. Alright guys, I'm gonna go watch, I'm not really watch anything. Let's see what the Mets did. The game's not over yet, I would have seen it. Alright, bottom of the 7th inning, bases loaded for the Reds. They're up 5-2 now. It was 4-1, now it's 5-2. But bases loaded, 1 out. 2 outs, excuse me, now. For the Reds, looking to see if they can put this game away. As Herget is in. I don't know who this Herget guy is. Kevin Herget. Must have came up from the minors today or something. He's on the mound right now. It's 1-1 to Mr. Edwin De La Cruz. Or Ellie De La Cruz, not Edwin. See the Mets can get out of another bases loaded jam, like Diaz did last night. But they won the game. Now it's 2-1. So we got that. So it was 4-1, and then Jared Young, one of the Mets' big prospects, he came up, hit his 4th home run of the year. I didn't even know he had 4. I thought he had none. So he hits a home run, making it 4-2. And then in the bottom of the 7th inning, the Reds got an RBI single, making it 5-2. And now let's see what happens. What happens with that? When did it go there? Alright, so now it's 6-2 as Herget just walked in the runner from third. Ugh. So, not a good night for the Mets as Jonathan gave up, I think he gave up 4 or 5 runs. Let me get his final statistics. That's not it. Alright, so Jonathan went 6 innings, 4 runs, 3 hits, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. Not a great performance. And then Stanek comes in, gives up 2 runs. One of them being he gave up a run in the 6th inning. No, the 7th inning. Just earlier he gave up a run, and then the runner on third was an inherited run that became his as well. So that's it. So not a big night for the Mets. And now it's the top of the 8th inning. See, the Mets are down 6-2. The Phillies won tonight, so the Mets don't come back and win this game. There will be 7 games back in the division with 20 to play. Still some time to get that division. Possibly they start winning and Philly just chokes. But I'm thinking the Mets are going to get, looking at a possible wild card spot. But right now, not looking good there either, because the Giants are winning 2-0 bottom of the 5th inning in St. Louis. They won on Friday night. So if that holds, the Mets will be up by 3 games on San Fran. And the Reds will be 5 back. Arizona's up 3-0 on the Red Sox, so that becomes 4.5. So getting dicey with 2 weeks to play for those final playoff spots. The Cubs lost, so the Mets will be 5 games back still. So right now, the Padres are up 6-1, but that's the bottom of the 2nd in Colorado. So anything can happen in Colorado, you know that. A 6-1 lead can be 7-6 easily in that thin air. So see what happens with that. Hopefully the Mets don't lose too much ground. If they do, they'll be 1 game back of the Padres. And like I said, they'll be up 3 games on the Giants. They'll be up 5 games on the Reds. If Arizona holds on, they'll be 4.5 ahead of them. And St. Louis will be still 6.5. So not have to worry about St. Louis for now. So it's really a 4-team race for those last 2 spots. So I think the Cubs will hold on for that number 4 seed, and they'll either take on the Mets, Padres. It could be anybody at number 5. But right now, the playoff starter would be the Cubs, then the Mets, and the winner of that will face the Phillies, who have the number 2 seed. The Milwaukee has home field, so everything's gonna have to most likely go through Milwaukee unless they choke in the NLDS. So we got that. As far as the Yankees go, they won. They beat Toronto. They're 3 games back. They're 1 game up on Boston as of now. That could become 2. And we got that. Seattle is winning in Atlanta 2-1. So if Seattle wins and Boston loses, Seattle will be 3.5 back of the 2nd wild card. So 2 weeks left of baseball. Still about 20 games left. So we'll see what happens with the Mets. If they can come back and win this game, I doubt it. So looking at tomorrow with Brandon Sprout making his debut in Cincinnati. Hopefully to win the series there. And then the Mets had that big, huge 4-game series in Philadelphia. Then they go to Miami next week. I believe they go to Miami next weekend. Or or they come home for Texas. I think they come home for Texas. Let me just check. Let me check the, yeah, they got 4 games in Philly, and then next weekend they finish off the home schedule, 3 against Texas, the 12th, 13th, and 14th. They got the 15th off, then they got a big series in against the Padres, which could determine the fifth wild card. And then they got the Nationals, the 19th, 20th, and 21st. 21st is their final home game of the year, for the season, I should say. And then they finish off the season in Chicago against the Cubs. That could be an interesting series if the Mets are close behind for the first wild card. And then they finish the season in Miami 3 weeks from Sunday. It's 3 weeks from tomorrow. So 3 weeks left of the season. Let's see what the Mets and the Yankees do in the next 20 or so games. Hopefully both teams go to the playoffs, and then we'll see who goes farther. Whether it be what the Yankees went farther last year, the Mets went to the NLCS. Yankees got the World Series and choked, as we all know, to the Dodgers. So we'll see what happens this year. But the Dodgers are way different than last year. Yankees are way, way, way different than last year, and so are the Mets. So pretty much anybody's race to get to the playoffs, and when you get into the playoffs, it's anybody's race to go to the World Series. But we'll see what happens with that. Right now, the number 1 seed is Toronto, but I don't know if Toronto's gonna get out of the ALDS, depending on who they play. So can face Houston. Houston's not as great as they used to be. So I think it's anybody's game in the American League. In the National League, you still got the Dodgers, but you got a kind of red hot Philly team. Then you got the Cubs, who are kind of red hot, medium red hot, and then you got the number 1 team in the league, which is the Brewers. See if they can keep up their hot start, the hot season, basically. Then maybe they go to the World Series, and maybe that might be could be Brewers, Dodgers in the NLCS, and then maybe be Milwaukee and Toronto, Milwaukee and somebody. I mean, I think all roads are gonna go through Milwaukee, which means the good land, unless Milwaukee gets beat in the NLDS as a shocker, but anything can happen. But we'll see. So lots of that. We got that. Football has started. Like I said, the Eagles barely beat the Cowboys on Thursday Night Football. And that crazy game that was. Spitting and thunderstorms and lightning and craziness in that game. Surprisingly, the Cowboys, lost that game only by 4 points. I thought it was going to be more. Even though the second half of the Cowboys just looked like shit. But Eagles held on to win. So they're 1-0. And then last night in Brazil, we had the Chargers shock the Chiefs, which I didn't see coming. So the Chiefs are 0-1. So Taylor Swift's crying up a storm, a little fucking bitch. And that's that. So the Chiefs are 0-1. Chargers are 1-0 in the division, but that probably won't last long. We got that, and then tomorrow we got the full slate of NFL Week 1 action. The Jets at home at JetLife Stadium against Aaron Rodgers and his discount double check. So he's coming back to New York. Probably give him a nice little ovation. And then Rodgers will just probably obliterate the Jet defense. I mean, we'll see what happens with that. And he takes the Steelers this season. I don't think anywhere, but it's probably going to be his final year in football anyway. I think he's going to retire after this year. He just got a mediocre contract. Like, hey, you want to play in Pittsburgh? Why not? So we got that. Jets with Justin Fields, starting the new season as the new quarterback. Aaron Glenn, the new head coach. Steve Wilkes, the new guru for the defense, taking over for the guru of San Francisco. That's Robert Saleh, who got fired. Now he's back in San Fran. We'll see what he does with the San Francisco defense. Hopefully, he makes it championship caliber again. But we don't know what's going to happen with that because McCaffrey's a game-time decision. He's questionable. Well, not well. He's questionable because they don't have probable no more. It's questionable now. So he's questionable to play tomorrow with that calf injury that he had last season. I still say to sit him for at least till. I say sit him. Let him rest till week 2. They see if he can play in New Orleans next Sunday afternoon in New Orleans at 1 p.m. And then hopefully nobody else gets hurt. I mean, Ayuk isn't going to play till week 7 maybe. And we'll see, what happens tomorrow in Seattle against the Seahawks and Sam Darnold. Nope. And that new Seattle team, which has a new head coach, Sam Darnold, the new quarterback, because Geno went to the Raiders. See what happens there. The Raiders are playing the Patriots tomorrow, and Pete Carroll's debut as a Raiders coach, and Geno Smith debut as a Raiders quarterback, and then you got Mike Vrabel, Patriots legend, in his debut as head coach for the Patriots. I don't think it's going to be a good one, but we'll see what happens with that. And the Giants face the Commanders in Washington. See if Brian DeBoer and the Giants can do something this year. I know Vic DiBiase's got his video coming out probably tomorrow morning on his YouTube channel. Can't wait for that. And the post game. I don't know if he had it up there yet. I gotta look at his channel if he put one up today. Maybe he did it before. I think usually he does it. I think like he does a midweek press conference. I haven't seen it yet, but so we got that. I assume he's gonna do like a pregame video to hype up the team like he does, and the 2025 season, we sucked last year. We're gonna suck this year too. So it sucks to be you, Vic DiBiase, but it is what it is. I don't see the Giants going anywhere. At least they probably be better than the Cowboys. Damn Cowboys! Stephen A. Smith was laughing yesterday. Loved it. Poor Skip Bayless, you fine piece of shit. You piece of shit. Fuck you. Why are you still rooting for the Cowboys who don't win? They still have Jerry Jones as the owner who should be, extinct. Horrible. Get rid of their best player, Micah Parsons, goes to the freaking Packers. Got nobody, basically. I mean, they played good on Thursday to get 20 points. And it kind of gave the Eagles fits most of the game. Their running game was pretty good. But I guess the second half came after the weather delay, and then the Cowboys didn't want to come back out and play anymore. And the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, 2 running touchdowns. They just ran away after that. I thought we were going to get more points, but still, 24-20. Not good for you. Not good for me because, I have to pick 'em league, and I picked my spread, so didn't win there. I lost with the Chiefs, so I'm 0-2 right now, so I'm hoping I get a lot of wins tomorrow, But we'll see. See what happens with that. If you're on your fantasy league, you might not be doing good either, but depending on who you got. So, happy fantasy football season to you guys that have the fantasy football. Hope you win. And if not, well, better luck next year. And we got that on. As we're now on the road to Super Bowl 60, or XL for you people that love Roman numerals. And that's going to be in Santa Clara in February. Hopefully the Niners will win. Get there, be the home team. We don't even know who's going to do the halftime show yet. We probably won't find out until January. I better be Metallica. If it's anybody else besides Metallica, I am not caring. But knowing the NFL and how dumb they are, they're going to put some pop act there. God forbid it's fucking Taylor Swift. Fuck that bitch. I hope her and Travis Kelce get divorced. I hope they don't even make it to the altar. Hey, they get married, at least, Travis Kelce's now banging the ultimate bitch. Don't print that, I'm just saying. Somebody's gonna clip that. Oh, that's what he said! Don't clip that. Clip it and send it to her, I don't give a shit. What is she gonna say? Shut up. Should have married a rocker. A good-looking rocker. I mean, you had, what's his name? That Body is a Wonderland guy. You had him, and why did you get rid of him? I thought you looked pretty damn good as a couple. But then, didn't last, and, Taylor opened her legs for some other guys, and then now she's with Travis Kelce for, like, the last couple years, and now he's like, alright, I'm gonna stop this madness, so I'm gonna put a ring on her finger. Yeah, if, they're happy, great. If they're married for, like, a couple years, good for them. God forbid we get Taylor Swifties, kiddies. I mean, if they do, happy for them, but still. She could do way better than Travis Kelce. And I'm saying that as just a 48-year-old schmuck from New York, but, I don't know what anybody sees in her. I mean, she's not a bad-looking chick, but she's been with too many, so many guys, She's been with so many guys, and she gets rid of them, makes like 6 fucking albums about him. About them, not him, but them. She has a new album out now. It's not even about fucking Travis Kelce. It's about her career or some shit. I don't even care. I don't listen to her music. There's a couple of songs I like, but I'm not a big fan. Shake it up, ooh, ooh. That's catchy. It's a catchy song. What do you want to do? But, it's all about this, not about garbage Taylor Swift. Probably be up for a VMA tomorrow. Oh, wait, can't call the Video Music Awards anymore. It's not even the MTV Awards anymore. It's tomorrow on CBS. Why is it on CBS? Oh, that's right. MTV doesn't do Video Music Awards anymore. Because basically it's turned into RTV, reality TV, basically. There's no MTV anymore. That died in 2000. Pretty much, even before that. You want music videos, go to MTV Classic. You'll see some music videos, not new music videos. You see old school shit. Which is cool. Old school is cool, but no more. You want to see a music video, go to YouTube. It's just fucking sad, man. There is no music channels anymore. None! Not even BET. I mean, back in the day, BET, like, Rap City and the Top 10 Countdown or some shit like that. You go to MTV, they had TRL with Carson Daly, that fucking idiot. Then you had Headbangers Ball even before that in the 80s, which was, like, legendary. With Ricky Rackman and Adam, I almost said Adam Carolla. The other Adam, whatever his last name was. The guy with the big hair. I mean, you talk about a guy that had mega hair back in the glam metal days. He had bigger hair than half of the fucking glam metal bands. And, like, Vixen or something like that. They have big hair. Like, how much freaking frizz or whatever, hairspray did you use on your fucking mane of hair to Adam? And Ricky Rackman had a big, huge head of hair in the early days of Headbangers Ball. Then he got, I think he found out that when Metallica cut their long manes of hair, which was like almost killed their career. Friends, don't let friends cut your hair. Basically, when Metallica cut their hair for Load and Reload, and then eventually, their hair started growing back by the time we hit Saint Anger. Oh God, Saint Anger. Oh God. At least Saint Anger is better than Lulu. Oh, we're gonna have a debate on that? I hope not. I mean, Saint Anger isn't a bad album, it's just badly produced. Kind of like And Justice for All, which basically had no bass. Jason Newsted came into the band they record probably one of the meanest Metallica albums and Justice for All, but there's no bass. You can't hear it. Like, what the fuck? I mean, Bob Rock, you can't like up the little needle on the control panel. Hold on, we need to update the soundboard to have bass for Jason. Either that or like James and Lars were like arguing. Oh, James, I don't think we need Jason's bass to be so, to be loud and anything. What do you think about that? Yeah, I don't think we need that. Yeah. Ooh, ooh. No bass. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Do you think Jason gave a shit? I'm sure he did. He's like, I wish there was more bass. At least there was more bass on the Black album. But at least, and Justice for All had a couple good hits. Like, one is obviously one. Blackened. And Justice for All, which wasn't a video. Blackened wasn't even a video, except for the live version. But, freaking Dyer's Eve. Oi! I think it was Dyer's Eve. No, Eye of the Beholder has one of the greatest Metallica riffs. And you do it as Master of Puppets. No. Master of Puppets is a great riff, but in my opinion, this is my opinion, and it matters, fucking Eye of the Beholder is like an easy riff. Master is great, and For Whom the Bell Tolls, easy riff. There's a couple easy songs that you can play on the guitar by Metallica, like Enter Sandman, Nothing Else Matters, and shit like that. But Eye of the Beholder has a great riff. Good shit. I love Eye of the Beholder. They never played it live. I don't even think they want to play it live. I think they played it like maybe once in the span of like the last 20 years. I don't know. It's a great riff off a mediocre album, but still. I think And Justice for All is way better produced, per se, than Saint Anger. Because Saint Anger had that really bad snare drum by Lars. Like, where did he get that from? I think Lars got that snare drum from Goodwill or some shit like that. I'm like, what is, like, bat, bat, bat. I'm like, what the? Sound like a tin can. Like, good songs on the album, like Frantic, and Saint Anger, of course, and Invisible Kid, which is one of my favorites on the album, and Some Kind of Monster. But that was all D-tuned. It's like a drop D, or not C, I think it was drop D. Well, the whole album's drop D. And most of the Metallica songs are in E-flat, some in standard E, but like, I think the thing that should not be on Master of Puppets is drop D. That's obvious drop D. Obvious drop D. I don't think they ever went further down than drop D. I don't even think drop C, or B, or A. Well, if you have A, you have to have like a 7-string guitar, or an 8 if you're Sepultura, Or even In This Moment does have songs on the new stuff. The new stuff is basically drop B and drop A-ish. But not like the Days Runner and drop C, where it's easy stuff. Easy stuff on the first two albums with drop C. And I know that because Chris Howard told me that. And I was trying to learn the songs. I'm like, oh, what key are you in? Drop C, dude. Okay, good, thank you. But if you get to Blood, it's basically like a drop C, go down to drop B level. Now it's like drop A-ish. I think Heretic is drop A or drop B. It's drop F! No, it can't be drop F. That's higher. No, we just drop F because it's fucking amazing! Okay, dude. Okay, Chris, Randy. You know, we'll go. We'll. This will be in the key of A sharp. It's just a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Cookie, so good, Satan Almighty. Doop. Okay. All right. Let's hit it from the top. Let's get the Icy Brothers tune. All right. Anyway, I'm going crazy. All right. That's it. So yeah. So lots of good stuff, man. I don't even know where I went from there, but okay. So lots of stuff. Halloween's coming up, as we know. Not that I'll be around for it, but care less about Halloween. Halloween's a boring as fuck holiday now. I'm pretty much I'm asleep on my way, so I mean I don't care. So and Halloween's on a Friday too, which is even worse. Well, the kiddies coming out from school, and then the stupidity with the high school kids, and don't go out, because you're on the bus. You might, you gotta pretend, God forbid, they got the shaving cream and the eggs, and egging the bus and egging themselves, and just madness. The streets look like freaking war zones. And then really, like, trick-or-treating doesn't start for like around two, well, for like the little kiddies, 2 o'clock and everything, and then the main people come out like around 3:30, around 4 o'clock, and then it gets dark around 5:30, and then that's when all the kiddies come out. But now, since it's on a weekend, they'll probably be out till like 9, 10 o'clock. Not that I'll be around, but I don't care. I will not be around for Halloween. I'll be at a party with Rosa and some friends. I'll be at a Halloween themed party. I already got invited, so not that I may or may not dress up. I don't want to dress up that much anymore. Rosa will, but probably dress up as a demon or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll throw on the blood mask. Just put it on just for decoration. We just wear it like a freaking In This Moment jacket and shit. And the Mets lost. Mets lost 6-3. Aye. Alright, so the Mets are 7 games back of the fucking Filthies. So we got that. That's not good. Alright, so the updated standings. Mets are 7 games back. With 20 to play. The Phillies won, like I said. Alright, so the wild card should be updated. So the Mets are a half game back of San Diego. San Diego's winning 6-2, top of the 4th, so that might become 1. The lead for the Padres to get to the Cubs will be 4 if the Padres hold on. San Fran is still up 2-0, bottom of the 7th. I think the Giants will hold on there to win, so the Met lead will be down to 3. So Cincinnati's 5 back. Arizona is up 3-1, top of the 4th inning. Hopefully the Red Sox can help the Mets out a little bit, so not the Mets can at least stay 5.5 games back of the Arizona Diamondbacks. So like I said, with 3 weeks left, with 20 games left, it's gonna come down to the nitty gritty, and the Mets want to make the playoffs. They have to win at least 15 of the next 20, at least. But their schedule, got the final game tomorrow in Cincinnati at 1:40. That's Brandon Sprout's debut. Yeah, Brandon Sprout's debut game. See how he does. And then on Monday, Nolan McLean will get his 5th start. He's 4-0. And he faces the Phillies in Philly. See if he can go 5-0. Try to maybe lessen the damage up a little bit. And then Clay Holmes will pitch on Tuesday. I think Manaea pitches on Wednesday. and I think Peterson will pitch on Friday, Thursday, I think, and then Peterson will pitch Thursday. Tong will pitch that first game of the Texas series at home, and then Sprout will pitch next Saturday, and McLean will pitch at home against Texas in the finale of that series. In that, so I would think one of the kids will probably finish the season. If the Mets get into the playoffs, then I would think they're gonna have Clay Holmes as your number one starter, and then I would put McLean at number 2, and maybe put Peterson in a possible game 3, and put maybe Tong as a backup. Or if you put Peterson in, and the Mets don't have to use him in game 3, they put him in game 1 of the NLDS. They have Peterson, Tong, maybe Sprout if he makes the playoff roster, or you can put it. I don't even think if you got guys like Manaea, maybe pitching like one of those games in the NLDS. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Or he comes out of the bullpen. It's like same thing with Senga. So it's gonna be like if the Mets do make the playoffs, it's gonna be weird. Like their rotation's just gonna be like basically Holmes, Peterson, Tong, McLean, maybe Sprout. As a 7-game series, a 5-game series maybe. I mean, you have to see what happens there, but not a good night for New York for the Mets, losing 6-3. Hopefully they come back tomorrow, and Brandon Sprout has a great debut like McLean had in his first game. Tong the same way. Second outing for Jonah Tong, not so good, Al. Hopefully he picks it back up next weekend, probably against Philly or Texas, and bounces back from a not so great performance. But Mets could have used this game, but they have to win the next 15 at least the next 15 out of 20, and hope that the Padres fizzle out. So I think Padres and the Giants and the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers all face each other near the end of the season. So some of them are gonna cancel each other out, and then you got the Marlins and the Nationals maybe playing spoiler. Texas maybe playing spoiler. The Cubs, the Padres trying to knock the Mets out. I hope not, but we'll see what happens with that. And that's that. All right, guys, I'm gonna have my sensible dinner right now, so I'm hungry, and I'm just gonna chill for the rest of the night. I will be watching Collision in a little bit. Still on the air right now. 39 minutes left of the show. I will watch, like I said, I'm going to watch the replay. But I will be doing my Collision review tomorrow. Probably early tomorrow. I'll do that. And then Sunday night, when I get done with my errands and Sunday dinner, I'll be back with your TNA Ring of Honor review. So, we got that. So, after this video, I'm going to take a little break. We're coming right back with video number 3 on your scorecard. And that's going to be the big SmackDown review for what happened last night. AJ Lee's return, Brock Lesnar's return, an epic SmackDown. We'll break it down and talk about it like Trick Willie would say. And that will be on my main channel, Killer Demon 669. And that's it. Check out my Davey Johnson tribute video on my Metal God channel. Link will be down below in the gobbledygook. And that's it. So, one more video coming your way tonight. And then tomorrow, 2. And that's that. And then hopefully we'll be back on a normal schedule. But, we'll see what happens with all that. Alright, guys. I am out of here. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Peace.